Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today, as promised, I'm going to do a video about how I make charcoal. When you're making charcoal, there's a few things you gotta consider. So when you're talking about combustion, you need three ingredients. You need fuel, heat, and oxygen. Basically the point, how you make charcoal is get rid of the oxygen while still having the heat and having the fuel. So as you can see here, I have a 30-gallon drum full of wood, full to the brim. Now you want the wood to be, this piece here is about an inch wide or so, and that's as wide as you want it because the smaller the pieces are, the faster they'll turn into charcoal. And so you want to fill this up as much as you can and pack it down. When you're making charcoal, you only get about 2/3 of the volume of charcoal that you had of the wood. So this will be about 2/3 full once we're done with it. Now you don't want to completely seal this off airtight. Let me go get the lid real quick. And I'll show you. This lid came with a rubber seal, and it went in here. I took the rubber seal out for two reasons. The first reason is because it burns, and I just didn't want to have rubber residue all over my whole apparatus here. But the second reason is because you do want to have this closed, but you also want to have little gaps that gas can shoot out of, because this, when it's heated, will produce gas. Now there's something interesting that happens to that gas. At first, that gas is just mostly steam, but as it continues burning, it burns out all the steam, and eventually you get what's called wood gas. It's actually kind of similar to natural gas. It's got about 50% the fuel density of gasoline. So there are actually some people who've done some cool stuff. The fastest wood-powered car in the world using this technology can go 60 miles an hour right now. So that's pretty cool. That's something I like to think about. What can you do with that? I'm not going to be collecting it or anything, but I just think it's cool. And I'll show you guys what the gas looks like when it's burning. But so yeah, you gotta seal it, and then what I'm gonna do is basically set it on that fire and then stack wood against it and let it burn all day. And essentially how you tell when it's done is when it stops creating that flammable gas. At which point I will roll it off of the fire and leave it overnight. And then the next day I should have, a good amount of charcoal in here. You can do this with any size container. I've seen people do it with paint cans. I've seen people do it with 50-gallon drums. It just depends on how much you want and how much you're able to make. I'm fortunate enough to be in my grandpa's property in Tennessee, where we have almost unlimited supply of wood, so I can make as much as I want. But without further ado, I'm going to get into the montage now. So you can see now the gas coming out of the side of the can here is actually flammable. And down there at the bottom, it might be kind of hard to see on the camera, but it's actually getting real hot down there. I once actually made a forge powered off of this same kind of concept. It worked all right. It wasn't the best, but it's still pretty cool. Maybe you can see it better from this angle. Yeah, there you go. done here. The gas has almost started, or almost stopped coming out. You can see down there's just a little bit of flame coming off the side there. That means it'll be done in probably a half hour. But we cleared a lot of trees, so we've got plenty more of this light stuff to put on there. So we should be totally fine. So there's no more gas coming out of the can, which means that it's done. So I'm going to roll it out of the fire here. Man. And then I will leave it for tomorrow, and in the morning I will show you guys what I've got in the can. So it's the next day. I'm gonna open it up so you can see the actual quantity of charcoal is only like 2/3 or half of the amount of wood we put in there. But how you tell if it's good is you take a nice thick piece like this and break it in half. If it's charcoal all the way through, that means your charcoal endeavor was successful. That. I'm trying to find this big piece I put in there in the middle. Here we go. This is a good thick piece. Yep. All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment on something that you'd like me to do in the future, and please subscribe and share it with your friends. It really does help me out. All right, I will see you guys in the next one.